You hear a plastic surgeon talking to a patient called Mihiraa. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Hi, Mihiraa. Come on in. Have a seat. So, what brings you here today?
Hi, doctor. Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but I've been really struggling with my weight for a few years now. I've been feeling overweight, and it seems like no matter what I do, the numbers on the scale keep going up. It's definitely affecting my health and self-esteem.
Thanks for being so honest with me, Mihiraa. It sounds like you've been putting in a lot of effort to manage your weight. Can you tell me a little more about what you've tried so far?
I feel like I've tried everything. All of those regular stuff, fancy diets, even joined a gym with a personal trainer, but nothing seems to stick. I just keep gaining weight.
I understand, Mihiraa. It can be incredibly frustrating. But before we consider a surgical option like bariatric surgery, there are some things we need to weigh first. Let's talk about your overall health and see if there are non-surgical approaches that might be a good fit for you. Mihiraa, any pre-existing medical conditions you'd like to mention?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I get a cold maybe once a year, but other than that, I'm generally healthy.
Okay, good to know. What about your lifestyle? What kind of work do you do?
I work in tech as a software developer. So, yeah, it's a lot of sitting at a desk, staring at a screen all day.
Makes sense. And has weight been an issue in your family? Anyone you're close to who struggles with it?
Yeah, actually. My dad, bless his heart, has type 2 diabetes, and my mom, well, she's always been a bit on the curvy side.
Okay, that's helpful information. Are you currently taking any medications? Or maybe seeing a nutritionist or anything for weight management?
No, nothing like that right now. Like I said, I've tried all these fad diets. Cabbage soup one was awful, and different exercise programs, but nothing seems to give me lasting results. I lose a few pounds, then it all comes back, sometimes with a friend.
I hear you. Tell me more about this weight gain. When did you first notice it becoming a problem?
Honestly, it probably started after college. I moved to a new city and a new job, and everything felt so hectic. I was living on takeout, barely sleeping, and definitely not exercising.
What else you have gained in weight?
Well, a lot. Now, it's gotten to a point where I just feel sluggish all the time. My knees are killing me, and even climbing the stairs to my apartment winded me the other day.
Those are all valid concerns, Mihiraa. While surgery can be an option down the line, it's definitely a major decision. We need to explore all possibilities first. But listen, we have to consider talking to a registered dietitian who can create a personalized plan based on your lifestyle and preferences, not some crazy crash you have tried before.
I hadn't even thought of that. Surgery seemed like the only way out, but I guess there are other options.
Absolutely. Let's work together to find a solution that doesn't involve surgery. We can get you set up with a dietitian, figure out a realistic exercise routine you can stick with, and maybe even address some of the stress factors that might be contributing to your weight gain.
You hear a pediatrician talking to a parent called Mihiraa. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Hi, Mihiraa. Come on in. How can I help you today?
Hi, Dr. Tony. It's about my son Marley, actually. I'm a bit worried about his growth lately. He seems to be much smaller than other kids his age, and I'm concerned there might be some kind of delayed growth happening.
Marley, huh? How old is he now?
According to his growth chart, he's only the size of a typical 4-year-old, but he just turned 5 last week. This makes us wonder if there's something going on with his growth, or maybe we just celebrated the wrong birthday for the 4th year in a row.
I understand that can be frustrating. Tell me more about what's been happening.
Doctor, you know how kids are, growing like weeds one minute, all limbs the next. But lately, it just seems like everyone else has shot up and Marley.
I understand your concern completely, Mihiraa. Growth is a big part of this stage. Can you tell me a little more about Marley's day-to-day? Does he seem generally healthy?
Oh, absolutely. No fevers or anything like that. He loves going to the park with his friends, but he mostly sticks to the swings and the little slide. Doesn't seem too interested in climbing the jungle gym or racing around like the other kids.
Interesting. Have you noticed any changes in his appetite or sleep lately? Maybe his energy levels?
Now that you mention it, he has been a bit pickier with his food. Less excited about vegetables these days, and seems to gravitate more towards pasta and bread. Carbohydrate king, that one.
Kids, huh? But seriously, how about sleep? Does he seem well rested in the mornings?
He sleeps through the night most of the time, but he can be a bit sluggish getting going in the mornings. Takes some coaxing to get him out of bed sometimes.
All right. Anything on the family history side? Any growth issues or nutritional deficiencies that you know of?
Honestly, not that I'm aware of. My husband and I were both on the taller side growing up.
Well, genetics can be a funny thing. Let's take a look at Marley, shall we?
Yes, sure.
Mihiraa, Marley seems like a bright and active boy. However, based on his measurements, he does fall a little below the expected height percentile for his age. But don't worry, there are things we can do.
Oh, thank goodness. What can we do to help him grow, Dr. Tony?
Well, there are a few things. First, we could schedule a consultation with a dietitian. They can create a more balanced diet plan for Marley, making sure he gets all the nutrients his growing body needs.
That sounds interesting.
Absolutely. On top of that, we can encourage Marley to participate in more physical activities that promote growth and development.
Definitely. And like what?
Maybe consider enrolling him in a swimming class or even a gymnastics program.
Those are both great ideas. He loves splashing around in the pool, and he's always been fascinated by those gymnasts who can bend and twist like pretzels.
Perfect. We'll reevaluate Marley's growth in a few months to see how he's progressing. In the meantime, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to call the office. We're always here to help.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony. You've been a lifesaver. I feel so much better now, knowing there are steps we can take to help Marley grow strong and tall. That is the end of Part A. Now check the answers.